Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kensani and I bring you faith, education, wisdom and lifestyle content. I have something exciting starting, the Reader's Corner, and I will be highlighting 5 things that I'm learning from a book I'm currently reading or a book I have read. And to start off today's video, I will be discussing 5 things I learned from Women Evolve, a book written by Sarah Jakes Roberts. And throughout the book, when I was reading it, I was thinking of Mary Ann Williamson's quote, "Our deepest fear," which says that our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. So you'll see throughout as I do the 5 highlights or the 5 things I've learned from Sarah Jake's book that there's an actual link between that quote from Mary Ann Williamson and what she was stating throughout the book. The first thing I learned was how she says that your empty spot gives permission for someone else to leave her spot unfulfilled too. So this one really speaks into, personally, well, for me, it speaks into how we often think that it's okay for me to not start doing this. Let's say, for example, to not do the YouTube channel, to not serve at church, to not give something, while there's actually a lot of people watching you. There's so many people drawing from you, to such a point that if you don't do your part, then it means that somebody else does not fulfill their purpose. The second thing I've learned from her book is that she mentions what true progression looks like. We often link true progression to financial, to things that we can see or things that are tangible. And she says that true progression can only be accurately measured by how a person has expanded in wisdom, knowledge, and vulnerability on the inside, not what they have amassed externally. The pressure is usually there to look like you have it all and like material things, but we need to be reminded to understand what true progression really looks like. Like, it's such a tragedy to be so wealthy and not care about people and not be in touch with reality, for example. The third thing that I've learned from her book is that you're a seed. You are learning the beauty of being planted, nurtured, and nourished so you can provide sustenance to the world. We have an idea that, okay, I'm going to become so everything belongs to you. What I've learned from Sarah Jake's book is that when you produce fruit, is that it becomes something that sustains the world. As we've seen, we eat apples, we eat oranges and whatever. Once a tree has produced fruit, it sustains humanity. And so will it be with you once you take root and you become a tree and start producing fruit. It's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. You start to serve people with that. You start to give away that. So I thought that was a great a lesson, to be reminded that we don't belong to ourselves. We belong to a greater part or a greater story in humanity. Fourthly, or the fourth thing I've learned from Sarah Jake's book is that it's hard for us to believe we're worthy of greater when we believe that we are responsible or we have a past that affects our purpose. And I'm a great sabotager. Like, I like sabotaging myself. And that comes from a place of, you know what, I feel unworthy. I feel like I don't deserve to have this. And this was just a reminder that even if you have that kind of a story, you're still worthy. You can still go forward and change the narrative. Had Sarah, for example, rested on her past, on this is who she was, and she was a pastor's kid and had a child outside of marriage, we would not be reading her book. We would not even be having this discussion where her story has been rewritten, for example. And the fifth one is that lack of representation affects everyone. It's important to realize that you are someone else's mirror. This one also hit home because we go into, for example, our workspaces and we want to advocate for representation, but you don't think you represent someone, and therefore you don't start when you are actually somebody else's mirror. For example, you come from Bushbuckridge, you think it's a small town, no one will hear of your name, or you will never reach a certain point of your life when there's actually people who look at you and want to see what you're gonna become. So yeah, guys, basically that those are the 5 things I've learned from Sarah Jake's book. Guys, this is the book, and I do think you should get a hold of it. She speaks a lot about restoration and healing and getting into a point where you start living out your purpose. I cannot wait for the next book discussion, which is a book by Arindatu Roy, The God of Small Things. You guys have heard about this book a lot, and I cannot wait to tell you the 5 things I've learned from it. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and what your views are about Reader's Corner.